We're going back to the 1800s to Boiling Springs Academy to see what it was like in a one-room schoolhouse during a reading class. Imagine life without electricity, running water, or indoor plumbing, outhouses with bathrooms. No one has ever heard of a cell phone, computer, television, airplane, or automobile. Grades 1 through 8 share the same room at the same time. Teachers were strict and rules were followed. Look, listen, and learn.
And it's time for our reading class and our reciting. Remember, we talked about our maxims? Well, everything that we say, we need to say where people can hear us. Just as we write, someone's going to read it. When we speak, someone's going to hear it. So let's all stand and do our vowels, A, E, I, O, and U. And make sure you exaggerate that mouth. Ready? A, E, I, O, U. Excellent. Have a seat, nice and straight back. Now, our mouth is warmed up. We're going to talk about the tone that we use. When we write, we have punctuation marks that we put in. When we speak, we make sure that what we're saying matches our tone. So, we're going to practice with our tongue twisters this morning. Tongue twisters are special in that all of the words start with the same letter. Here's the letter S. 6 swans swam swiftly. Now, in a little bit, I'm going to ask some of you to write your own. Mary, you might want to do something like, Mary made marvelous muffins. And then some of my older students, you need at least 6 words in your tongue twister. The younger ones, 3 or 4 words. Now, I'm going to share one of my favorite ones. Ready? My favorite tongue twister starts with a B. Betty Boda bought some butter, but said she, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will but make my batter better. So she bought some better butter, better than that bitter butter, and it made her batter better. So 'twas better Betty Boda bought that bit of better butter. Okay, we're all warmed up. Ready? Let's get our readers. Pick up your reader and open to page 42. You see it on the board, page 42. Now that our tongues are all loose, you're going to be saying the key words today with me. Looking at the top of page 42, you see that in our reader, this is lesson X, I. We'll talk about that during arithmetic class. We're all on page 42. Check your partner and make sure you're all on the right page. Good job. Now, please say the words with me. And notice sometimes the C and the E look a little bit alike. Wolf, axes, grieved, clubs, sleeve, order, neighbors, single, earnest, destroy. Our stories in our reader are in different categories. They might be a history lesson, something to do with science, or just teach us a valuable life lesson. Let's follow along, you reading out loud with me, so that we know which of those this story would be. Now, make sure you follow those punctuation marks. Look for those exclamation points. Ready? The wolf. A boy was once taking care of some sheep, not far from a forest. Nearby was a village, and he was told to call for help if there was any danger. One day, in order to have some fun, he cried out with all of his might, "The wolf! The wolf is coming! The wolf is coming!" The men came running with clubs and axes to destroy the wolf. As they saw nothing, they went home again and left John laughing in his sleeve. As he had had so much fun this time, John cried out again the next day, "The wolf! The wolf!" The men came again, but not so many as the first time. Again, they saw no trace of the wolf. They shook their heads and went back. On the third day, the wolf came in earnest, and John cried in dismay, "Help, help, the wolf, the wolf!" But not a single man came to help him. The wolf broke into the flock and killed a great many sheep. Among them was a beautiful lamb which belonged to John. Then he felt very sorry that he had deceived his friends and neighbors, and he grieved over the loss of his pet lamb. Remember, the truth itself is not believed from one who often has deceived. So would you say this is about history, science, or does it teach us a life lesson? Sam? A life lesson, exactly right. You should never, ever, ever get the reputation of saying untrue things because people won't believe you. Wonderful job. Now, your assignment, you're working on your tongue twisters, and why don't you see if you've got a maxim that would describe your family? Excellent, excellent. We'll get ready for arithmetic class.